Hello there, my name is Abubaker and I will continue the demonstration of using xDGL. So in this presentation I'm going to show you how to use the date time fields in a table. So let me shrink this table and I'm going to define a new table here. I'll name it date demo, and the fields is going to be as follows. So I have the first field called rec ID, which is the record ID, and it's of type alphabet. I'll call it rec ID, and the rule is going to be the universal unique identifier. It's a function that generates a unique universal identifier, or GUID. And I'm going to define a date time field called date1, and it's going to be between two dates, and I need the fluctuation and the change to happen mostly in the date segment or in the time segment. So let me choose the date segment, and I'm gonna use a format called df, but before I use it I should define it here in the setting. So I will define a format, and I'll give the format and I'll give it a name also, df. So I have I should put a semicolon here. So I have a format looks like this: day day, month month, year 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 year, and then hour, minute, second. It's the same format of the date in the Java programming language. So you can put any format that you want. For instance, here for the month you can put 3M, and that means you have to provide the months in a format like oct, jan, feb, things like that. So let me just choose the number format, which is more fast. So I'm gonna say, let us generate a date between 1st of January 2000. I should give the time because I gave a time format here and I'm using this format, so I should give a time between 12 in the midnight up to 1st January 2005, and I want the change to happen mostly in the date segment, which is in the day segment. So let me here the command of print CSV. I'm gonna use the table date demo instead of employees, just to see how it goes. Let us now run our example, and you will see a global unique identifier and then a date between 1st of January 2000 and 2005, and the fluctuation and the change happens in the date segments. It's not in the time segment. So if you want the change to happen mostly in the time segment, you should tell it here, like I need the change to happen in the time segments, and in this case mostly the period of the two dates is going to be too small. It's not that large by years, so it's going to be it's not necessary to be very small period of time in terms of day, but when you want the fluctuation and change to happen in the time segment, that means it is a small period of time that you want to generate a lot of data for. So it could be only in in 3 days from the 1st up to the 3rd of January 2000, and you want the change to happen in the time segment. So let me run, and you will see that it is approximately the same period of time. It could be 1st of January, 3rd, 2nd, but the fluctuation and change happens mostly in the time segment. So chances are that you sometimes want the change to happen in the daytime, in the date segment, or you want it to happen in the time segment. So this is a very simple example on how to use the date. Let me define another date time field. I'm going to call it date1, and this is going to be any date. So you have a function called any date. Any date is just going to give you any date without any restrictions. So you see, like it's a date here. Sometimes could be in 2012. I don't know why it came here 2012, but sometimes 2011, whatever. It's just any date, so there is no restrictions, there is no guidance and no recommendation as of how this any date could be generated. So this is how to use the date time. Thank you.